welcome back to the last part 4 of their Gamer Nerd Honor on Shota Aizawa Podfics. This is also known in my dictionary as part 11 of You Guys Better Be Lucky because I have so much homework to do. Also known as another opportunity for me to hydrate. Yeah, I just drink coffee in Daizawa_4_life. Here's the summary. This is titled, Maybe Voice Chat with a Villain Wasn't the Best Idea. And here's the summary. Rumors fly after Mineta hears him up late, talking on the phone with someone. Midoriya has a girlfriend, or so they all believe. And when they refuse to believe otherwise, who does he turn to? Find out in part 4. Chapter 1, Don't Trust the Grape. Oh yeah, and this is 2 chapters. This part is 2 chapters long. The first time it happened, he was sitting in the kitchen, waiting for his toaster pastries to finish cooking, so he could eat a quick breakfast before class. Izuku was just looking at his phone, scrolling through some of the newest articles on the hero blog he visited quite frequently, when Kirishima walked by and congratulated him. He had muttered a confused thanks, and soon forgot about the entire interaction once his breakfast was ready. Next, he was in the locker room, getting ready for their Hero Foundations class with All Might. Izuku was digging through his locker, trying to find one of his arm braces, when Sato clapped him on the back, almost knocking him into his locker, winking at Izuku when he turned around to ask him what that was all about. Then, when he was sparring with Sero, it all came out. So how long have you two been together? He asked, throwing a punch at Izuku's face. What? Oh, don't worry. The cat's out of the bag, Midoriya. We all know. Know what? He asked, so distracted Sero managed to kick his shin. That you've got yourself a girlfriend? No, I don't. Who told you that? He defended. So quickly, he realized it made him seem even guiltier. It's okay, Midoriya. You don't have to keep it a secret. Who told you? He asked, pinning Sero to the ground. Mineta said he heard you talking to someone late last night. Oh, Izuku said. Suddenly, everything made sense. No, I wasn't talking to a girl, just a friend that I play video games with sometimes. There's no reason to lie, Sero started, but before he could say anything else, they were told to rotate partners. I'm gonna strangle that little grape, Izuku murmured as his next sparring partner, Uraraka, stepped into the ring. Not that I'll stop you or anything, but what'd he do this time? She asked, stretching her arms above her head. Apparently, he's been spreading rumors. Again? Uraraka asked, sounding incredibly irritated. Yeah. He heard me talking too. Oh, congratulations, Uraraka exclaimed, cutting him off. I totally forgot to tell you earlier. How long have you two been together? My friend last night, and has been telling everyone I have a girlfriend, he said, finishing his sentence, tone going flat. Really? He sounded super confident, Uraraka said, and Izuku could tell she didn't believe him. When have you ever believed the thing Mineta said? Izuku argued, attempting to knee her in the stomach. That's fair. He does lie a lot, she countered, thinking about it. All right, I believe you, she said, although to Izuku it didn't sound like she did. Great, he thought to himself. Of course, no one believes me. For some reason, ever since Hero Foundations, Midoriya had been in a terrible mood. He didn't yell or anything, nothing compared to Blasty's normal, everyday state of being, but he was given the whole class the silent treatment, especially towards Mineta. And while Denki could understand why he would be mad at Mineta, he had no idea what had caused it this time. All Mineta did was tell them all he had a girlfriend. That's such a minor offense compared to some of the other things he'd done. Denki really wanted to ask about it, but Midoriya refused to speak to anyone in their class. This was quickly extended to 1B as well, when Monoma made a snarky comment on it. In fact, he was pretty sure Midoriya went down to the support labs during lunch just to get away from them all. It got a couple people speculating about whether or not his girlfriend happened to be the crazy support chick, which would obviously go over poorly if he ever found out about it. But it seemed that for once, no one else in the class had any sense of self-preservation. A couple people minded their own business. Jiro, Bakugo, Koda, Shoji, and Todoroki. But that was probably because they just didn't care. Or in Todoroki's case, because he was already dishing out a silent treatment of his own. However, despite how uncomfortable it obviously made him, everyone else was bothering him about it for the rest of the day. So when they finally made it back to the dorms after class, Midoriya stomped up the stairs and slammed his door so loud that it could be heard in the common room. "Good going, extras," Bakugo grumbled before taking the elevator up to his own room. Tenki sighed and looked around at his peers. They had no clue how much they were pissing off Midoriya, did they? No bones. "You can kill Mineta if you want. All Might sucks." "Oh?" "All Might sucks. Care to elaborate?" "No bones. He heard us talking last night and has apparently been telling everyone that I have a girlfriend." "No bones. And they believe him." "All Might sucks." "Of course they believe him. That's probably the most interesting thing that would ever happen to you stupid hero wannabes." "No bones. It's literally not even real." "No bones. And Mineta lies all the time." "No bones. So I don't know why they're even believing this." "All Might sucks. Because, like I said, it's interesting." "All Might sucks. Now that you've been essentially put on house arrest for the rest of your high school careers, there's really not a lot going on." "No bones. Because of you." "All Might sucks. At least as far as I'm aware of." "All Might sucks. It's not my fault UA's security sucked ass." "No bones. It's your fault for using that information negatively." "All Might sucks. Cry me a river, Freckles." "No bones. No." Heart emoji. "All Might sucks. Aw, you love me." "No bones. I'll kill you too." "All Might sucks. I thought I was the one killing Mineta." "No bones. Change of plans." Hazuku tossed his phone back down onto his bed, deciding that now would be a great time to thoroughly ignore any messages or calls from anyone. He followed after his phone, flopping onto his bed, head first onto the pillow. He let out a muffled scream, hoping it would help a little bit. It didn't. He felt as awful and annoyed as he did 5 seconds prior. Regardless, Izuku didn't move. He just continued to lie there, until eventually he fell asleep, his phone a few inches from him, displaying a final text message from Shigaraki. "All Might sucks. Maybe you should go back to that stupid therapist. All Might sucks. Because those starts aren't very heroic of you." Kurogiri had to admit that hero kid Tomura had taken a liking to was quite the good influence on him. Even if he never shut up, not only has he been disintegrating things less, he's also begun cleaning up the common area. He even replaced the couch he dusted in an attempt to dust Dabby, although it was with money he stole. However, in Kurogiri's eyes, it was the thought that counted. He was making an effort, and it was all thanks to Broccoli Head. The only thing that worried him was the fact that Midoriya was willingly spending so much time around them. Sure, maybe he actually enjoyed their company, but here's a hero student. Kurogiri can't help but wonder if there's some ulterior motive. The teasing continued, regardless of what Izuku said. Shigaraki seemed to be right. It was apparently that fucking interesting, and there was nothing he could do about it. Unless he wanted to spend life in Tartarus. He continued to ignore all those that annoyed him. It only seemed fair. All he wanted to do was spend time with Shigaraki. Sure, he and the rest of the league for that matter. He would tease him about it, but for some reason, it wouldn't be nearly as annoying. But because Shigaraki couldn't be careful, now he was stuck in the dorms. Izuku spent most of his spare time locked in his room, angrily updating Krusty on what was happening or pirating pre-Quirk era movies on his computer. Then, one day, his carefully built walls started to crumble. He was in the middle of watching the second Shazam movie when he heard a knock on his door. Izuku reluctantly paused the movie to open it, only to find Kaminari standing on the other side, an incredibly nervous expression on his face. "What do you want?" Izuku demanded, blocking the doorway. "I was just wondering, and I really don't mean any harm by it, but why you mind everyone talking about you and your girlfriend so much?" "One," Izuku started, taking it off in his own hand. "It's none of their damn business. And two, I'm not dating anyone." "Why does everyone think that?" "Mineta," Izuku stated, then sighed and motioned Kaminari into his room. "But he lies so much," Kaminari stressed, a confused look on his face. "Why would they just take his word for it, especially the girls?" "I don't fucking know. I tried to explain it to my friends, the one that I'm apparently dating, and he said it was interesting to them, all because we don't ever do shit." "He's got a point," Kaminari said thoughtfully. "Please tell me you believe me," Izuku begged after a moment. "Of course I do. Besides, where would you even meet someone? And you're a pretty open book. I feel like you just tell us." "Open book," Izuku thought, "because I totally tell everyone everything." "Yeah, I probably would," he agreed. "So, what are you going to do about it?" "Honestly, I think I'll just ignore them all. Some of them were starting to get on my nerves anyway." "Aren't they your friends?" Kaminari asked, fidgeting with his hands. "I thought so," Izuku said wistfully. "But, and I'm not an expert or anything, I'm pretty sure friends are supposed to take your side." "I guess I'm your friend then." "I suppose so." Denki thought his conversation went pretty well. He was eventually kicked out so Midoriya could continue watching his movie, but he had a civil talk with him, and that was a lot better than anyone else could say. However, the moment he left, he was approached by several peers. "So, what'd he tell you?" Kirishima asked, flashing Denki his infamous puppy dog eyes. "Tell us, tell us, tell us!" Ashido exclaimed, jumping up and down. "What he told me is none of your business," Denki explained, pushing past them. "Especially because all he'd tell you guys would be to fuck off." He knew it wouldn't do any good, so Denki didn't even try to convince them. Right now, it didn't matter to him what his friends thought. If they weren't going to respect Midoriya's privacy, then he didn't really want to be around them. He had homework he needed to finish anyway. "Are you done sulking yet? I got you that half and half brat's number," Tomura complained, looking over at his burnt companion. Dabi glanced up at his phone for a moment, only to glare at him. Listen, it was in your best interest. We didn't want either of you to get arrested, which you surely would have if any of the pros found you." Dabi didn't look up this time, only flipping him off in a momentary pause from typing. "What if I told you I'm getting closer to Freckles?" "You think a couple of kidnappings, forced hangouts, is going to be enough to convince him, a hero in training, that our case has more merit than his? Get your head out of your ass and be real for a second. He will not be diverted, no matter how many ideas you put in his head. He does not have the same upbringing as us. He will not understand. Just leave it, Krusty," Dabi hissed, before storming out of the bar area. slamming the door behind him. "Don't listen to McCrispy. I think you're doing a great job, Shiggy," Toga encouraged from behind the bar. "Plus, if we get a cutie like him, we'll get so many more recruits," she squealed. For the past couple of days, Toga has been trying to sneak alcohol out from behind the bar, which Kurogiri had to childproof after her first, almost successful attempt. "Don't suck up to me. I'm still not getting you any of the alcohol," he said, rolling his eyes. "If Kurogiri is mad at me, he won't help me sneak Freckles in." "You suck," she pouted, and followed the same door-slamming routine Dabby had minutes before. "And you're making it sound like your forbidden lover," she shouted through the door before truly walking away. "Greenie wouldn't just abandon me like this," Tomura muttered, picking his switch back up. "If Dabby didn't want that stupid kid's phone number, that was his prerogative. Sorry, guys. Tomura had better things to do anyway, like playing the copy of Pokemon Scarlet he just got until he found a shiny. Despite it being over a week, people were still whispering about him, and on top of that, Todoroki was still giving him the silent treatment. He also just wouldn't stop glaring. Every corner he turned, there stood Todoroki, glaring at him. Yet, somehow, it was less annoying than the whole girlfriend thing. He did get to spend more time with Kaminari, though, which led to him learning that he also really liked video games. Now he had 2 friends on Steam. The 2 of them had begun hanging out every other night after classes, finished to game and talk shit on their peers. Their normal game of choice happened to be Minecraft. They had a nice base set up in a garden in the ocean nearby. They also had a ridiculous amount of sugarcane. Izuku really enjoyed exploring the caves. The abandoned men shafts he discovered being his favorite, while Kaminari stayed above ground, taking care of everything that wouldn't get him killed. The first night in their world, he ran straight into a baby zombie and screamed so loud multiple people came to check on him, or tell him to shut up. Izuku won't let him live that down. However, ever so often, Izuku would manage to take Kaminari down mining with him, much to his chagrin. It usually went okay. They were able to gather more resources and cobblestone that way, but every so often, Izuku would purposely look an Enderman in the eye. It was almost always a losing battle that left Kaminari down in the mines alone, left to watch Izuku's stings as the recently provoked Enderman continued to angrily teleport around him. This time, though, when Izuku booted up the world, an online notification popped up in the corner of his screen. "Who the hell is All Might Sucks?" Kaminari asked, leaning over Izuku's shoulder to read the notification. "My girlfriend, apparently," he said, deadpan. He was just going to ignore it until he got a voice chat request notification a couple minutes later. "Shit," he muttered and ignored it. "Don't ignore me, Freckles." "Freckles? That's a fun nickname. You do have a lot of freckles," Kaminari observed, trying to connect to the world on his own screen. "I'm basically your only friend, and I'm bored." Another call notification flashed across the screen. All Might Sucks. "Answer the fucking call." "He's going to be the death of me," Izuku grumbled, quickly muting his system volume. "You can join voice if you want. I don't mind. Besides, I'd kind of like to meet your girlfriend." "All right," Izuku sighed. "If you insist." He swapped over to the Steam tab and joined the call Shigaraki had started. "It's about time, Greenie," Shigaraki exclaimed, raspy voice echoing through his room. Everyone and everything remained silent for a moment. Then Kaminari slowly turned his head around, a stupid, shocked look on his face. "Holy shit, your girlfriend is Shigaraki?" Chapter 2. Mind your business or break your foot. Summary. Fish are an innovative, and doors are dangerous. An alternative title for this chapter. Notes. I hate how long I made all the messages names. 2. I think my Minecraft nerd is showing. I must retreat into my cave for another 8 months. 3. That was a joke, hopefully. 4. I went to update the tags and put them in the character slot accidentally. 5. I didn't really want to end on 4, but 6. But now I might just keep going. 7. My U key only works half of the time. In fact, I have to violently hit it to get it to work. So if there are any missing, it's not my fault. My computer is just stupid. 8. Okay, I'm done. 9. Probably. I'm going to strangle everyone, Izuku groaned, burying his face in his hands. The hero killer, reincarnated, if you will, he said, voice muffled. You know he's a villain, right? Kaminari asked, sounding concerned. Yes, Kaminari, I know he's a villain. He's the one who kidnapped me. How do you think I met him? Oi, don't go spilling my secrets, Shigaraki shouted through the mic. Seriously, murder is looking like my best option right now. Oh my god, we should invite him to our world, Kaminari exclaimed, decidedly ignoring any and all warning signs, and snatched Izuku's computer to send Shigaraki an invite. Which one of the hero brats is that? Shigaraki asked, the aggressive clicking in the background insinuating that he was hopping on. Kaminari, the electric one, Kaminari supplied. Wait, maybe I shouldn't have told you that, he said, backtracking, finally realizing how reckless he was being. He's harmless, Izuku muttered, sounding incredibly tired. Are you sure? Kaminari asked, slightly panicked. When he kidnapped me, he untied me so I could play Five Nights at Freddy's Pizza Simulator. He won't lay more than 4 fingers on you. Hey, you told me you wouldn't try to run away, remember? Yeah, now hurry up, I'm taking you mining tonight. Our base is at 2,387, 71, negative 1,403. Why are you so far away from spawn? He shrieked, keyboard clicking intensifying. I got lost, Kaminari said sadly, pouting from where he sat next to Midoriya. He got distracted by a baby turtle, then a dolphin, then he almost drowned by a shipwreck. When I finally caught up to him, it was moments before he woke up our whole dorm. Stop bringing that up, Kaminari whined, slapping his arm. This will be interesting, Shigaraki mumbled, as Izuku watched his low marker move quickly across the map he held. Deku was being weird. Dun's face was too. But he was being weirder than normal. He was ignoring all of his extras, and he was only speaking to Pikachu. It wasn't like Katsuki really cared, but it was suspicious. They were up to something, hiding something, and he was going to get to the bottom of it. He finally left the place he finally felt like he had found a place where he belonged, a place where he was not judged for things he could not control. It was strange, not because one of them was Shigaraki, someone who tried to kill him and his friends before, but because they had bonded over the most random thing. But it was something he really liked, so he couldn't be happier. Not to mention, Shigaraki was actually a lot funnier than Denki thought he'd be. It made him wish that his entire class could see this side of him, but he knew they wouldn't understand. He was content with just Midoriya and Shigaraki, though, especially once he was added to a group chat with them. It was nice to have a secret to keep between the 3 of them, and unlike the Baku squad, lovingly named by Ashido, they actually responded quickly. They also listened, which was probably more important. However, he certainly could have gone about the friendship shift in a better way. In his defense, he didn't think the others would be so clingy, but he probably shouldn't have just dropped them at the snap of a finger. That was definitely an oopsie on his behalf. But it was too late to go back and change things now. The damage was done. All Might sucks. You two still good for tonight? No bones. Always am. Static. Not sure. I'm being followed. No bones. Again?
All Might sucks. Isn't that the third time this week?
Static.
Yeah, it's getting pretty annoying.
No bones. Do you think they know something? Static.
What? That I'm hanging out with you two?
Probably not.
All Might sucks. Your friends are kind of stupid.
No bones. Kachan probably knows. Static. What do you mean? Static. How could he know?
All Might sucks.
Yeah,
Freckles, please explain.
Static. He's not even with them. No bones. Not specifics or anything, but he's probably noticed you're being weird. No bones. I mean, have you met him? He's a nerd.
All Might sucks. You're one to talk.
No bones. I'm not saying I'm not a nerd, just that he's one too. Static. He's got a point. Static. Do you think I should be more careful? No bones. No way.
All Might sucks. Yeah, fuck them kids.
No bones. Listen, I don't think he'll snitch if he does, put it together. Static. He seems like the biggest snitch, though. No bones. I assure you, he will not snitch.
All Might sucks. You know something we don't?
No bones. Yes. Static. Care to share with the class? No bones.
Nope.
All Might sucks.
Okay.
All Might sucks.
So we're gaming tonight.
Statics.
Seems so.
The idiots were being extra annoying. Not only were they bugging him more than usual, they were also trying to rope him into stalking Pikachu. Even when Katsuki told him that there was no point to it, that their creepy shit wouldn't bring him back, they still went ahead and followed him around campus, which he walked circles around, and none of them seemed to notice. They were walking the same path again and again and again. Eventually, Katsuki got sick of watching them make fools of themselves and violently shut his curtains, deciding to get ahead on his homework.
Oh my god, no, the floor needs to be polished diorite. You can't just place the raw block all willy-nilly,
Izuku shouted over his headset. He had entrusted Shigaraki with the task of repaving their base's underground storage area, but clearly that was a mistake.
Why does it matter? They're both the fucking same.
You wouldn't mix acacia planks with spruce logs, would you?
No, that would look ugly.
So would using raw diorite, Izuku explained, mining up the floor. It takes you 5 seconds to craft the right blocks.
With what crafting table?
I gave you 3, Krusty. How did you already lose them? Shigaraki exclaimed. Guys, Kaminari said, voice strained. And you needed to make room for what? Cod? Rotten flesh? Other fishing rods?
I'll have you know that cod is a great source of nutrients.
Guys, please, Kaminari stressed, voice growling louder. We literally have a farm full of cows you can slaughter. Why do you need fish?
Because cows are boring.
And fish aren't? I'm dying, Kaminari said.
No, they're new and innovative,
Shigaraki defended. Fish are not innovative. I'm actually dying. Yes, they are. There's an entire diet around them. Yes, pescatarian, I know. Unlike you, I'm in school.
Wow, dragging that up again,
Shigaraki said, eye roll almost audible. I'm going to die a slow and painful death in this mineshaft, and you're both arguing about fucking fish. Yes, you're seriously. Oh my god. One of you needs to come and help me, he shouted frantically, cutting Izuku off. I'm sorry, what? Aren't you gardening? Shigaraki asked. No, I got bored and went exploring, and now I'm lost in a mineshaft. Alright, send me your coordinates. I'm on my way. Izuku sighed, his avatar moving towards the stairs.
Polished diorite, he emphasized before he left that area. I know, Shigaraki complained, following him upstairs to use the crafting table by the front door. He could hear Deku shouting from downstairs in the kitchen. It was ridiculous how loud he was being. And he was shouting about stupid things too, like diorite and fish. Katsuki had no idea what he was doing, but he was going to find out. As he made his way up the stairs, he heard Dunceface begin to shout too. It reminded him of how thin the dorm walls were. Get these fucking spiders away from me! He shrieked from a floor up. They're not gonna kill you, Deku assured, sounding annoyed. Yes, they will. Stop running, it's fine. No, it's not. See, I just died. There goes all our shit. Just get crusty and haul ass back here. I'll hold what I can in my inventory for now. Katsuki paused, a couple of feet from Deku's door. Who's crusty? It didn't really matter. He raised his fist and pounded on the door. Shit, he heard. It was rather muffled. Give me a minute. Someone's at my door. He heard some shuffling around before the door swung open. Yes? Deku asked. Tell Dunceface that he needs to shut the fuck up. You too, Katsuki demanded. Sure. Sorry, Kachan. Whatever. He scoffed. And as Deku was about to shut the door in his face, he put his fist in the doorway. Who the hell is crusty? None of your fucking business, Deku shouted, slamming the door on his foot. You asshole! That was my fucking foot! Katsuki shouted, holding his, now potentially broken, foot. Oh my god, I just slammed the door on his foot. I'm such a fucking idiot. Deku's panic muffled through the door. There was a brief pause, probably Dunceface or Krusty talking to him. I panicked. What else was I supposed to do? Another pause. Probably not slam the door on his foot, he mocked. I know that. I can still hear you, shithead, he heard Deku mutter something. Sorry, Kachan, he shouted back. Then, no, you don't need to come downstairs. He's fine. I'm not fine. You broke my fucking foot, nerd. Shit, did I really? He asked, the door opening quickly. Just take him to that darn nurse lady of yours so we can get back to organizing all our shit, Katsuki heard a raspy voice say, barely audible through Deku's headset. You and Dunceface are playing Minecraft with handjob? Katsuki asked, sounding absolutely outraged. Shit, Deku mumbled, as the voice from the headset chimed in again. What the fuck did he just call me? Holy shit, your foot is broken for real, Dunceface said, having finally made his way downstairs. Take me to Recovery Girl, or I'll tell Aizawa that you're both harboring a villain. In Minecraft, Kaminari exclaimed, as if it would make a difference. Kachan, I'd have no problem taking you to Recovery Girl. However, if you snitch on me, I will tell him everything, Deku threatened. Yeah, just fix my fucking foot. Deku nodded, motioned for Dunceface to grab Katsuki's other shoulder, and hold him up to his feet. We'll be back soon, he shouted into his room. A muffled complaint came back. They finally made it to Recovery Girl after struggling to carry Kachan across campus. She wasn't too happy to see Izuku, but when she learned it wasn't him that was hurt, she was much nicer. Well, to Kaminari and Kachan at least. Breaking your own bones wasn't enough. Now you're going around breaking others? Recovery Girl asked, handing Kachan a pack of gummies. It was an accident, Izuku defended. You panicked, Kachan deadpanned, causing Kaminari to laugh. How the hell did you even know it was my fault? Izuku asked. You've got a guilty look on your face, Recovery Girl stated, shooing the boys out of her office. Do I really? Izuku asked once they were in the hallway. No, but you're the chronic bone breaker, and she knows I'm not stupid enough to break my own foot. Oh, is that why your Steam name is No Bones? Yes, Izuku sighed. Anyway, he started after a moment of silence passed between them. We have to figure out what to do with Kajan. You made it sound like you're gonna kill him or something, Kaminari supplied, hopefully. I'm not gonna kill him. Probably. Why the fuck is Dunceface even involved? Kajan asked, completely ignoring the murder implications. It's a long story, Izuku said, not really wanting to get into it. No, it's not. Mineta heard him talking to Shigaraki. That's who is being mistaken as his girlfriend. I just found out because Shigaraki has attachment issues. That's one way to put it, Izuku chimed in, shaking his head. But yes, that pretty much sums it up. Any more questions? He asked, sounding a bit annoyed. Kacchan shook his head, but Kaminari spoke up. Actually, yeah. Why does Todoroki keep glaring at you? It's like really weird. I thought you guys were friends, but he seems pissed. Yeah, that half and half bastard keeps mumbling stupid shit too. Something about a brother in arms. Well, you know the villain Dabi? Izuku asked, voice fading out as they entered the dorm building. I_hates_Endeavor. Hello. Endeavor sucks balls. Who is this? I hate Endeavor. I'm one of the guys that attacked your class a couple of months ago. Endeavor sucks balls. I never thought I'd get to talk to you again. Endeavor sucks balls. Have you been using the card I gave you well? I hate Endeavor. I just bought a super expensive computer, so yes. Endeavor sucks balls. That's great to hear. I hate Endeavor. We should grab a coffee sometime and shit talk Endeavor in person. Endeavor sucks balls. That sounds like an excellent idea. I have some free time this weekend. I hate Endeavor. That's perfect. I'll come pick you up on Saturday. Endeavor sucks balls. I'll mark it on my calendar. All right, everyone. That is the end of Their Gamer Nerds, Your Honor. This was a really funny crack fic that I had to reread a few times because I loved it so much. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'm gonna go get another cup of coffee. Shout out to Dadzawa_4_life because I am not getting water. Bye everyone, have a good day.